Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Your Views podcast. Episode 2 in season 2. Lots of twos today. My name is Dems.
And Nat.
And I don't know the thing set. We are the Andersons living here in beautiful Grand Prairie, Alberta. Guys, this episode is being filmed at M3M Studios. For all your marketing needs, definitely check out M3M Studios. And somebody forgot to silence their phone. For all the marketing needs, check out M3M Studios. You know what? Beautiful, beautiful studio. You can get your podcast done. You can get your photographs taken. Cyclorama wall. Lots and lots and lots of things. So check it out, right? Today's episode, guys, we're just going to be having a conversation. Really, we're going to be doing a little bit of reminiscing, actually. So if you guys are new to our channel, we are Jamaicans, first and foremost, who migrated to Canada. I came as an international student, and she decided that she's not going to let me be. So she came as a temporary foreign worker to this beautiful city called Grand Prairie, right? Now, what's our story? What's our journey? We've been sharing it a lot on our channel, but a lot of you guys may not have known. So we're just gonna go back in time a little bit and talk about our first time coming to Canada, our airport experience, and possibly, if we can get to it, what are some of the culture shocks, right? But before getting to it, Nats, you don't know things that, how are you doing today?
I am great. How are you?
I am good. Thank you for asking. Looking forward to another conversation, a little reasoning, right? And of course, if you guys haven't already subscribed to our channel, please take this second to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and contribute to the conversation down in the comment section. Right. Now, how did we get here? Let's take it back in time. 2019.
We're starting from the...
We'll start from the beginning. Like, beginning. Like, the first part of the process, which is
Deciding
to come to Canada.
Okay. We just got married February 2019. I don't have my ring.
Shalassit.
I didn't know it. We got married February 2019, and we were there in the honeymoon phase. And I think we took a trip to Ourfirst in Jamaica, beautiful Ourfirst. And something happened on the road going back home. And we decided that our home country wasn't the place that we were supposed to stay. The decision in coming to Canada was mainly because of our daughter. And we decided to do a little research.
We just had our daughter. She was 1 year old at the time. Everything was going good. We're there doing our thing. But we just couldn't think of growing our child in the same situation that we grew up, because we grew up rough, right? We grew up very rough, so we wanted to definitely give her a better chance at life. And then after coming to Canada, she got diagnosed with autism a couple of years after. And then everything just worked out exactly as how it should, right? Have you ever traveled before coming to Canada?
No, I wish I had, but no.
Well, you have your passport from you were like 12?
18, I did my passport.
And what age did you end up coming to Canada?
We're 30?
Yeah. I think
30.
we started the process at 29, but by the time we landed, we were 30.
Yeah.
So what were you doing with your passport for
it was
12 years?
Cobweb. No, I was there. I just was waiting for the opportunity to travel. Couldn't afford like a plane ticket to go on one of the small islands, but maybe there was an opportunity to come to Canada because I have family here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, maybe one of these days something can work out.
Yeah. While that's had our passport from 18 years old, I got my passport April of the same year, 2019, that we traveled. Yeah, I didn't even have a passport up to 29 because I was never foreign-minded.
As I always say.
I always use that as an excuse, but it's in truth and in fact, I just never know nobody a foreign. I didn't see an avenue as to how I would be able to travel. And, at the time, like, your surrounding really determined your mindset, because at the time, whoever was in my circle is like traveling and stuff like that wasn't like necessarily something that you see possible.
Yeah.
Because you'll just lock up in a little community and everybody just, going to work, going back home, kind of thing like that. So having a passport wasn't a priority. But looking back, why wouldn't I have a passport?
Exactly.
You could go to so many different countries without a visa, right? But at the time, I was a bit ignorant to traveling and stuff like that. So, yeah, me never traveled before, right? I didn't have a passport or anything like that. But, yeah, we go back into the conversation. So we decided to leave Jamaica for Canada. And we look on all the avenues with Sister Boy. The work route wasn't going to be possible. And then we decided that you should apply to school.
Yes. But I didn't have math to do the business administration course that I want. Yeah. So I said, why not you do it? Why not you go ahead and do it? Because I already started college, didn't finish.
Yeah.
And it was easy for you to just transition.
And for some reason, the thought didn't even cross my mind. Because it was more for Nats to go to school and then if I can join kind of thing. But then after she didn't have much, so she couldn't get admitted into the program. And at the time, we weren't looking at any other program because this was the one that makes sense because a little bit of immigration facts. We wanted to do a 2-year program so we could get a 3-year postgrad work permit. Because if you did a 1-year program, you only get a 1 year. So we're looking at a 2-year program and then after Nat wasn't admitted, we had the conversation and we decided like, apply.
Apply, yeah. You have the experience, you have business and all of that. You have maths already, why not go?
Yeah.
I didn't want to do another course. I'm not into early childhood, I'm not into other stuff. So I'm like, no, go ahead.
And the worst part is, Nat is the one who did all of the process and up to the visa
everything.
part. No.
Visa part. You took over. You took over that part.
Yeah, so up to the application for school and all of that part, Nat was the one who did all of that at work. So while she was at work, big up her past employer.
I was working on it.
She was working and applying for school and stuff like that. So she did all of that part. And low key, guys, like we started the process with faith.
Like, we were like, okay, let's apply for school. That we just apply for school and we just apply for it and we're like, we got the admission. We're like, yes!
We got the admission and when we got the admission, we were like,
wait.
Nice, we admitted it.
So it's like a step, like every step that we went, we're like surprised that it came true. We're like, okay, next step, okay. So we took everything by steps and we were. And
it's almost like in the process, we're almost like going through the process and
can't believe
wanting, like not wanting, but thinking that something is there's gonna be a roadblock, and then we're gonna be like, oh, we tried. It's like we were just waiting on that roadblock to come in front of us, but it didn't come. And the more we pushed, the more it felt more possible, and the more we go, the more it felt more possible, until it got to a point that we decided that this is all or nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So we ended up now not applying for school. We got accepted for school. Then we started the visa process. No, we didn't use a consultant because we couldn't afford no consultant at the time. You did that? Yeah. We did our own process. We go online, write our own letter of explanation, explain everything, use all of the facts to back up the thing, apply for school ourselves, right? And then I applied first for my study permit first as a single applicant. Singular, not single applicant, ladies, I'm married. Not a single applicant, but a singular applicant, meaning that I applied for myself. And then when I get approved is when I applied for my family, right? Because that was a process back then. After doing research and stuff like that. So I went to the VAC center at the time. It was in New Kingston, the DHL building. And I got a 8:30 appointment. And I cannot forget that day because, me get up early and, have a cup of tea and all that fresh and me and Nats, we call in late for that day. Then, we say, we have an 8:30 appointment. We might be there for 10 or 10:30, right? Guys, when we got there for 8:30, we realized that everybody get an 8:30 appointment. The place was full. And we ended up leaving that center probably 5:30, 6 o'clock. It was later than that?
It was later, like 7.
Like 7 o'clock that night, after being there from 8:30 in the morning. Chaos. I stood in the
Rain,
all
sun,
sort of things,
everything.
and it's just like it felt so frustrating. At the time, we were doing it paper based because you could have done it paper based. So we did everything paper based. So we have this big,
Big, thick.
file, thick folder with everything, and yeah, I'm standing in the rain and then going in, and it just like at one point it's just like you wanted to get it over with. So I ended up leaving like 7 o'clock after 7 that night. So no work that day. Sent in the application now and
Waiting.
waiting, checking the GC key every 3 seconds.
And waiting. Wait.
At that point in time, like not as I mentioned, was the one who created like everything. So she had the password for the GC key and everything, and I didn't have it yet. So every minute I'm like, Nuts, so check the GC key. Nuts, check the GC key, no, please.
Oh my God, stop
Nuts,
asking
check
me.
the until we just get fed up and say,
Take it.
give me the password. And then I just started checking it like 10 times a day. The processing time when I submitted my application paper-based was 4 weeks. But then after the 4 weeks, the processing time changed to 5 weeks. After the 5th week, the processing time changed to 6 weeks. After the 6th week, it changed to 7 week. And I'm like, why are they doing this to me? Why are they doing this to me? But nonetheless, I got my approval. Now, when I got my approval, I think I was at work.
Yes, you were.
I was at work that day. And one of my many ventures of checking the GC key, I checked it, and then one of the messages changed to your background check has been completed, because nothing ever changed right through. It was always we will inform you or something like that when something of the sort. And then that time it changed to we have processed your background check is completed. I'm like, anxiety building up. I can't breathe. I can't. And then I saw the email. There's an update in your CIC. Do not reply email. You know that do not reply email. I got that do not reply email, and then the anxiety. I couldn't like, it's like I don't know how to explain it. If any of you guys has been through this, drop a comment and let me know if you are familiar with the feeling that I'm talking about, that undescribable feeling. And then I finally took the courage and I went in, and it says, status, your visa has been approved. Whew. Woo. I remember calling Nuts immediately. And I'm like on the phone, and I'm like, Nuts.
I was at work.
You were at work?
Yeah.
I'm like, Nuts. Because, like, listen, like, when we get good news,
We don't
I can't keep it until I see her.
No, it's
I can't
not
keep.
I
can't keep it until no, I'm gonna surprise her. No, me have to get it off of my chest. I have to get it off my chest. So I end up calling her, and I'm like, yeah, babes, we've been approved, and of course, not this calm. No. I'm gonna tell her like this time now. I'm at the front of my office, like outside out the door. Come out of the office total, kind of. You don't want nobody hear your business.
Jumping and when you said I was there just jumping.
Everybody's like wondering what happened to you.
Yeah.
I'm like, whew. That feeling is happiness. Mm-hmm. That's one of the best description of happiness, getting that approval. Long and short, getting the approval, we got to work with Nats and Malika's application. We because we had all the documents ready.
But already, yeah.
So we were just waiting on one particular letter, right? That took some time.
Yeah.
That took some time to come through, and that particular letter delayed us a couple of weeks. And then when we got back to the VAC center to do Nat's application,
that's not an all-day venture.
Another all-day venture. When we finally got in, we realized that there's a document that's missing. Mm-hmm. We had to schedule a different appointment. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
John, I went up. I think we had tried to go
go next door to the little cafe.
Yeah. But then they're like, no, you have to book another appointment. And I'm like, you have it right here.
Did we book another appointment?
We did book another appointment. And we did go back, I think, the other week. Yeah. And then we did for sure.
Yeah, because we needed 2 documents.
Mm-hmm.
2, for Malika.
Yeah. And then now when we go back, we drop off the documents. This time it was a lot smoother.
It was smoother, but it was an all day venture again. Yeah,
but we knew better. We didn't call in late. We call in, we just let them know that we're not coming in that
And
day.
at that time, we were upstairs in the building. Remember, they put us upstairs, and the security guard used to come like pick persons.
Yeah.
So we ended up going downstairs and said, "Look here, we've been here already," and he basically sneak us in.
Yeah. Man, but that process was tedious.
Yes.
Very tedious. Anyways, Nat's application is in. Malika's application is in. My application is approved. But there's no real celebration because, of course...
Me did jealous. I'm telling the truth. I was jealous. I'm happy, but me jealous because I'm like, wait.
Why were you jealous?
Because suppose my one not come true. I think you have a feeling like you're happy, but there's a little part of you that is sad because you don't get your news as yet.
And I understand that, but I don't think that feeling is jealousy.
Maybe jealousy.
I think that feeling is more anxiety.
No.
Like you're happy, but you're tempered with your happiness because it's 50% complete. Because I was also anxious. Because if you never get through, I wouldn't be here.
You would come here.
Who would have come here?
Would I send you?
I would not have been here. If you weren't approved, I would not have been here. Okay. That's just the simple truth. Okay. Right? Now, with that being said, Nat's never really 100% happy. She were like probably 50% happy.
50%.
But even myself, I knew that, so I wasn't really like
celebrating
either. I was kind of like,
it calm. You didn't celebrate
because it's only 50% of the journey is done. Now let's fast forward to when we got Nat's approval. Now Nat's application was ended up submitted like the beginning or mid-July. Yeah.
Mid-July.
And at this point in time, like when we got our approval, it was like the day before your birthday.
Yeah, like 2 days before my birthday.
Which Nat's birthday is the 20th of August, so if they see how close that is to school starting the 1st of September. So I had to book my plane ticket. A couple days, right? I wanted to at least spend my birthday with Nat's. Nat's birthday with her. So I ended up booking the flight for the 4th of September. I booked that flight, I think, the 25th, just a couple days before we got your approval. I booked my flight for the 4th of September, which is already like a couple days after school started. And then now Nat's approval came through on the 27th of August.
27th, exactly.
On the 27th of August, which is a day before our birthday. And we tried to get on the same flight, but the flight was full and we had to book her now for the 5th. We're the 7th.
The Monday.
Whenever
that is.
Yeah, on the 7th. So I left Jamaica on the 4th of September and Nat left Jamaica on the 7th of September. Because that was the next flight to Grand Prairie. Now, guys, let me tell you this. When we got Nat's approval, honestly, I got the feeling, because I always have a feeling. I always get a feeling. I got the feeling from the day we were at work. It was a Friday. It was a Friday. I was at work the whole day, and I had a feeling. I just had a feeling that it's going to be very close. And then I didn't say anything to you, and I didn't check it because it was a busy day at work.
You didn't check
I think I was on the road most of the time and thing.
You went all the way to St. Thomas. They're clear.
Yeah, and I didn't check it, but I had the feeling. And then when we got home the Friday evening around 5:30,
exactly
thereabout, I remember sitting in the living room, and I went on my phone, and
you to show me.
No, not yet. Like, I checked Malika's one first, second. After I checked yours and I saw approved, I kept it. And then I went on Malika's one and then I saw approved and I was saying, let's come here. Let's come here. And I showed you. What was that feeling like?
I was jumping. I was holding Malika and saying, "You're going to foreign." I was just jumped. It was like, oh my God. It's a feeling happiness.
Happiness. That's the best description of
Yes.
happiness.
Happiness.
And that was when we really celebrated.
Yes.
That was when we know that, yes, everybody's approved and yeah. And the same Friday night we booked a ticket.
Yes,
the same Friday night the ticket got booked. The same Friday night the ticket got booked. And guys, that was an amazing feeling. But then after we got the approval now, our focus shifted now to the border.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that I'm in between that we're skipping out. Like, for example, my car got stolen. A lot of things. I can't get into everything right now, but there's a whole lot of things that happen in between. But anyways, our focus shifted to the border because we started reading up now and people start saying that not because you got your approval means that it's guaranteed you can be refused at the border. Yeah. So I said, Jano. After all this anxiety, if you're going to turn me back. So anyways, guys, it's now Thursday, the 4th of September. And my flight is out of Montego Bay, Jamaica. First time going on a plane. Never traveled in my life before. And I am, because I've never traveled before and I'm afraid of heights, the thought of flying in a plane terrified me. Right? Because I know that high. And of course, them get window seat. People who want window seat don't get window seat, but I would not want window seat.
Didn't you choose?
I didn't choose it. I think it was random.
It wasn't random.
It wasn't?
No.
But anyways, we're driving to Montego Bay now. Nat's in the car. I'm driving. But I'm driving my friend's car who's there with me as well. Big up Guyan. Nat's in the car, Malika in the car, and another friend in the car. And taking on the trip. So the journey from Kingston to Montego Bay is like a 3.5 hours drive.
From where we were.
From where we were. So we're just like driving, cruising in. The flight was scheduled to leave 12:30. Or no, 2:30. 2:30. The flight was scheduled to leave 2:30 out of Jamaica. And we got there very early. And I remember going to Island Grill in the airport. That was my last meal in Jamaica. A barbecue yaba, whatever it name. Man, I don't can't taste it. Good. But it was anticlimactic because I wanted my first experience flying to be with my family, but it was just a couple of days without them. So I had to do this on my own. So went into the check-in line and the person who was checking in on the WestJet flight is like, "Are you flying on visa or permanent resident card?" And then I'm like, "Visa." But that always stuck with me because I always said that question that she asked made it my intention that whenever I go back to Jamaica and they ask me that question, it must be that I'm flying on a PR card or a Canadian passport. So ask me the question again. PR. So anyways, checked in, say our goodbyes.
Yeah.
Sad moment. And then, you have to go behind the gate where nobody else can come. And then Nat's gone with my friend and I'm there by myself. And I just remember sitting there thinking that everything that I know is going to be erased and replaced. And my life is just going to be totally different. I remember sitting there thinking that this is the breakthrough that I've hoped for, prayed for, wished for. And I'm now sitting here with my one little knapsack bag, one little red bag, because we never have no suitcase or anything like that. Just a little red knapsack bag and just there chilling and be like, it just felt real at that point in time. And then still learning because I haven't had the experience of going through airport yet. So you're still looking and learning and observing what other people doing and just so you can get your own flow, own vibe and you know what the plane left you, right? So you're just doing that. So I remember doing that as well. And then actually it says it's time to board. And then, they said that elderly, kids, pregnant lady, all of those go on first and then everybody else form a line. Going on the plane, go on in the gate, the what you call it? I don't remember it name, but you're walking through the thing that I can see outside. Walking through and then going in the plane, I'm like, it just felt like an impossible dream. It felt like an impossible dream because remember now, we didn't see how this would have been possible. And even then, even having your passport with your visa in and everything, you're still kind of wonder, you're still wonder if it's real.
Exactly.
You're still wondering if it's real, and you low key still wonder if something go happen for you, and they might come and say, "Hey, is there them understand the plane?" Sorry, you're not flying today. Yeah, it's like I'm still expecting something even in that moment. And I remember looking at my boarding pass, seeing my seat and stuff like that, and then finding my seat, it's a window seat, and I looked through the window, it was raining. It started raining like shortly after. It was raining before we got there, but then it did all up a little bit, and then it started raining. Because I remember even when you guys were coming back, it started
raining a little.
Yeah, so I remember looking through the window and it was raining, and I remember all of that. It was raining and I'm looking through the plane window and I'm like,
can't believe.
Man, like I hit this in the so I hit this in the. I'm like, yo, I hit this in the. You know, my talk half the time. My looking to make sure that we're keeping on track. And I'm looking through the plane window and I'm like, this is it, and whisper a word of prayer and just ask for guidance, protection, not only for myself but for my family, because now I have no control over my family in terms of I'm gonna be north, literally, and my family is gonna be somewhere totally different. Then the plane started moving off, and I'm nervous as hell, and I'm like your throat get dry, and it's like almost like a mini panic. Not a full on panic attack, but
like having a
yeah, like your throat feel dry, and like I'm telling you. And there's a guy who was sitting beside me, a elderly gentleman, like retired, because I know the man full life story. Because from the plane lift off in Sangsters International Airport, off Sangsters International Airport runway, until we landed in Toronto Pearson Airport in Mississauga. The man chat friendly from this to that. But I am grateful because he probably had noticed that I was really uncomfortable, and he just talked as a form of distraction. Yeah. But the window thing was drawn all the way down. I didn't look through the window because I just wanted to feel like I was on the ground. I didn't want to remind myself that I was in the air, otherwise I would have probably, Funny. But then this man every minute, can you open it? Oh, we're flying over, bro. We're not flying over. We're not, and I'm like, and stuff. God. But anyways, good. The plane land. When the plane landed in Toronto, babes, it's like I'm in a different country.
No, I that.
Right? I'm in a different country, and that was like unbelievable feeling, and just in the plane, right? And then, of course, the captain, ladies and gentlemen, we're now landed in, whatever. No, the time is now. And then I realized that the timing on my boarding pass is off because I was using it based on Jamaican timing, but then I realized that wherever you land, it's the time that's there. I didn't know any of this. I didn't know. And then now it was like after 6 Toronto time, and then I said, say flight take 3 hours. And so it'll be after 5 Jamaica time. Yeah. But because it's 1 hour, it must have 4 hours. But then, my piece it up and stuff. But anyways, and everybody stand up, the aisle. I come out. It's just like a JUTC bus on the bus stop. Everybody try to come off. But then, when everybody exit the plane, it would have come like a trap meet. Everyone just start running.
Oh, you're wondering why is everybody running? What is happening?
On the escalator, Me up on the escalator, I slide, go down, some see people are run beside the escalator, but come on, I start run to myself. Where am I running to?
Everybody running.
Everybody I run, me I run to. I'm running, I don't know.
Running.
But Mr. Move brisk, Mr. Run. Lady with stroller.
Everybody.
It was such a
Shocker. That was the first shocker. I'm like, this is how things are.
Oh, that was the same with you too?
Same with me. The same thing. I'm like, what's happening? I'm like, looking like, what is happening? And then you start running with everybody. And I'm like, okay, what is happening? And then you get, it's like a door open and everybody just stop.
It's like you're there and then just, and everybody stop like on a one big open area, like, and you have the kiosk and stuff like that, and it's like slow pace.
Slow pace. I'm like,
where's everybody running?
Well, I understand. Somebody explained that persons are trying to get to their next flight or stuff like that. So they hurry up off one plane to go to another.
That was a shocker.
That was first shocker.
On the escalator, I'm not sure if it's called an escalator, but the thing that glides on the ground, and you can cruise with it. So I'm standing on the cruise and I'm saying, later, run past me. Remember, no, I don't know. Because it's not like when you come off of the plane, you get directions. It's not like the flight attendant.
You have to figure out or ask questions.
It's not like the flight attendant says, go left, go right. You don't know, so you're following the crowd. So when I say everybody running, you're keeping up with the crowd. You're keeping up with the crowd.
It's the same thing. No, you know.
That was a shocker. But then you end up now into the part with the kiosk and stuff that nobody was there to explain anything to me.
Nobody explained.
So I ended up going to the kiosk as well. And then I was there and then it says how long you're going to stay and stuff like that. And I answered the question and then I eventually saw someone and they pointed me to where to go to get the study permit and stuff. And then when I reached in that area now, the longest line I've ever seen. Stand up in the line and, you're just looking around now because you haven't eaten for like 3 hours now. You kind of feel a little bit fatigued, standing in line. You never traveled before, first time you're traveling alone, looking around. You have everything ready. You have all your document and you use apply kaya, so you feel like I said, give back on my head. So you're there and you have it and everything ready. And after probably an hour and a half, I remember now we're coming to Grand Prairie, so we had another flight from there to go to Edmonton to come to Grand Prairie. So I ended up now in the line, trying to size up which immigration officer or border patrol officer you want to go to. But no emotions. They were showing like no emotions. They were just like, next. And I said, Rastafari. Until another immigration officer, is there anybody applying for a study permit or work permit? Me, sir. Me, sir. And then a couple other persons as well, and then they came, they took our passport. Just our passport, really. They didn't take any. They took our passport and they asked us to have a seat around the other side.
Same thing.
And then I wasn't asking the question. So when persons come to me and say, Dems, what kind of question?
Questions?
Guys, me don't know. I wasn't asked a single question other than who was applying for a work permit or a study permit, me. And then probably after 10 minutes, he came back with my study permit and he sent me to another part to apply for my SIN. And when I got to my SIN, go there to apply to my SIN, I mentioned that, hey, at which point now, the other flight to Edmonton is probably like 20, 30 minutes out. And, well, probably 45 minutes out. So then the person who was processing it, I'm telling them, they're like, hey, where are you heading? And I'm like, I'm going to Grand Prairie. And he's like, oh, when does the next flight leave? And I'm like, in another 45 minutes. And he's like, no. Go. You can apply for your SIN number at any Service Canada location. In my head, I'm like, Service Canada? I'm like, what's that? He's like, oh, this is just like, you can find it in every town, every city, every location. You can just go there when you land and apply for your SIN number. Go and catch your flight. Run. Ended up now reaching to the gate, check in, everything good. I saw that, okay, then the plane was a little bit delayed, so like I had little time now that I went and I got a sandwich. And I said, sandwich there, $20, 2 rand at a Jamaican. Because at the time, the conversion. Me just left yard.
Everything you convert.
A little egg and sandwich and lettuce for $2 grand.
Same thing with me and the coffee, Starbucks coffee. I'm like, this not worth it. We can't pay for this.
And then we come some buy the drink, a little orange juice, something, $25 master. $2,500. But I was still somewhat relieved because now I have the study permit, but I was anxious still because the flight from Toronto to Edmonton is further than Jamaica to Toronto. So now the longest part of the journey is coming up. Yeah, and of course, the fear of flying and stuff like that and thing like that. So I ended up boarding that flight. It was now like probably 11 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. In the plane, dark, window seat again. Everybody have their little shoulder pillow. I didn't have none of that, so my eyes stay.
No.
Okay, run the whole plane. Right? But then that was the smoothest ride on the journey. And which leads me to believe that when you fly at night,
It's nice.
it's
You
calmer.
You sleep. I slept.
No,
anyway.
I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep, but it's calmer.
Nice.
And like no turbulence because the one from Jamaica is like the man flies straight through a hurricane. Right? But the one there's like
Yeah, it's calm.
no turbulence, no nothing. Pilot, you can see the pilot up there making his coffee, looking down in the plane. And remember, I like so
remember
vividly.
everything? Right.
So vividly, the pilot making his coffee and like checking on the passengers and stuff like that. Man. So everything good, car. Pilot did this, I'm making coffee, can relax little man.
Well, you're still not relaxed.
Yeah. Not relaxed enough to look through the window, car this down, right? But yeah, I ended up landing in Edmonton around 2:30 Edmonton time. Yeah, in the morning. And then and my consolation was that I can drive from Edmonton to Grand Prairie, so I reach. That was my relaxation method. Okay then, I'm so close now, right? And then it's just like a 50-minute flight from Edmonton to Grand Prairie. So I was a little bit more relaxed. At which point now I called you. I know everything good. Get the study permit. Alone, I was sleeping, giving me our sleeping advice.
So what you expect me to do? Serve all night, sitting up and waiting on your car?
That's what I would have done.
Well, I need to sleep.
Yeah.
I have a 1-year-old / 2. Yeah, she was still violin.
So ended up now crashing in the airport, meeting a guy who came on the flight with me from Jamaica, ended up in Edmonton with me, and he was going to Kelowna. I'm going to Grand Prairie. So we're chit-chatting the whole time. Then take your boss Aki, me not load it up, but anyways. Then take your boss Aki at the border. And, we're just crashing it. And then the flight for Grand Prairie left at 7:30 in the morning. So, I had... funny story. Like, before I let you, go into your story part, I want to say this. So... I remember it was like probably 5 o'clock to 5. And I look outside and the place bright. And I'm like, what time is it? And then I check and I saw that it was just like minutes to 5 in the morning, but the place is like
bright,
like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I see him together. I'm like, I want to go on. Anyways, then I now go check in at the gate, man. The guy separated because I got a different gate. End up at my gate now, I look through the window, I see them patch up on plane. Like a wheel, like a plane and get a flat tire and they're fixing the wheel and stuff. And I remember looking and I'm like, yo, who are going up on that plane? In my mind, I'm like, I would not feel comfortable going on that plane if that was me seeing that they are patching up the plane right there, right then. And of course, fate would have it. That is the exact plane. That is the exact plane I ended up have to go on. And then we had to go down on the tarmac because the plane didn't even make it run to a gate. So we had to go down on the tarmac in Edmonton, and then the breeze lick you for the first time. And the little Jamaica white sweater hoodie sitting on me that way. I'm like,
that not ready.
This not ready. Going on the plane, going on the step, I look on my trifle. Look on the wheel to see if everything good. Ended up now in the plane about to move off the plane, stop Mr. Man around. We gonna fix the wheel again. I'm like, oh my gosh, look what fix the wheel. But then plane take off good. I was sitting right at the propeller. It was one of those little propeller plane. And that was my journey to Grand Prairie. That's how it started. I spoke like for the full one.
Exactly.
But yeah,
But that's your
I
journey.
still want to talk about your journey though, like from your perspective. So now that I left Jamaica, like when I was like at the airport going, and you were driving back. What was going through your mind?
I'm like, oh my God, this is real. You're all actually going to another country. You're not here. So basically, I'll do everything myself until then.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like, we were staying over a friend's house, and it was like, okay, I'm gonna get a phone. I'm like waiting on a phone call from you to, let me know that you're okay and stuff like that. I was just telling Malika, because I was just telling Malika what is gonna happen, that we're gonna go on a plane and whatever. So just trying to reassure her to be calm and stuff like that. The day came that we were supposed to leave. I think our flight was in the evening, and we left Portmore to Montego Bay. And I'm like, my turn now. It's my turn now. And it was like, it was me, my mom, and Malika that was traveling. We have friends that was driving with us from from Portmore to Montego Bay as well in the car. And when we reached there, and it wasn't hard figuring out what to do, because it was new for me to travel, but I was just looking at what other persons were doing, and I'm just doing the same thing. I'm like, okay, they're going there. Okay, I'm gonna go.
That's how coming up around too.
Exactly. So everything everybody else was doing, yes. And when we boarded the plane, when we were about to board the plane, the person come out and said, "Baby," and whatever. There was passengers. There were other persons. They're like, "Okay, go to the front. You have the baby. Go." They were like people there. Helping and stuff. I'm like, wow, I like this.
Yeah.
So we went on the plane and we started, and we had somebody on my right that was always checking on Malika if Malika was okay. I don't know the lady, but she was like, "Is she okay right now? Is that you need to call someone to get a juice for her?" It's like stuff like that. She was like so friendly. So I love that. And we slept in the plane. You say you didn't sleep, but we did. I slept and Malika slept. My mother didn't sleep. But anyways, as I said, coming off the plane in Toronto, we saw everybody running. I was like, okay, let me run too. I'm like, come Malika, I was running. And the same thing. Went into the room and everything stopped. And someone just said, if you are Canadian or PR, you use the machine. Or if not, you go.
You go left or go right, whatever. Yeah.
You go into the line. I went in the line. I think the only question was asked, it's not of me, was of my mom, is where she's going. And she said Grand Prairie. And that was it. She stamped. I think she stamped. Yeah. I don't remember if she stamped. And then we went into a room. They said, this is where you get your visa.
Yeah, work permit. Yeah.
And then we went to the room, and it was a long line. And we were there for a while, and Malika started to cry. Which was good. It was good because there's a gentleman that came to me and said, okay, just go to the front of the line, and so you can get assistance. I'm like, okay. So when I reached to the front, I'm like, sorry, the gentleman said I should go to the front because I don't want nobody to look at me like why are you at the front?
Watch her cut the line.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, and I was there, and as I stood at the front, there was a window that opened, and a gentleman said, come on. And I went there and said, give me a passport and stuff. And that's it. He said, have a seat. And the window closed, and we sat there for a little, less than 7 minutes.
Yeah.
The most I can remember, about 7 minutes. And then he came back and gave us, and that was it.
That was it.
I'm like, okay, where do I go next?
What was the feeling though? Like when you I
didn't get time to process.
In the plane. No, like when you're like, you're now sitting in the plane on the runway in Jamaica.
Okay.
The plane about to
Yeah, back to that is like when we're sitting down, I'm like, okay, the plane is about to take off, and it was like, okay. And then you feel it goes, and then you're like, oh, okay, it's going up. I'm like, me there in a plane. I'm like, okay, me there in a plane, really in a plane. I'm like, okay, then I like this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was like that. It was like surreal. It was like, oh my, it's really happening.
Yeah.
It's like, is this really happening? I'm like,
And
yeah.
apart from like the running and all of that, but when I landed in like
It,
Toronto, what was that like?
when I landed, it was like, oh, I didn't. I was like, okay, fine. It didn't come off as, and it don't had no feeling towards.
Gotcha.
That. It's like when we're waiting to take the plane to Edmonton now, and I had to go near to the gate to wait because our flight was the next day, but our layover was like for 8 hours or something.
In Toronto?
Yeah, to Edmonton. We went there, and it's like we went upstairs and we're looking through the windows, and I'm like, yeah, I'm actually in Canada. They're Canada. They're Canada and stuff. So it was nice. It's a nice feeling to know that you left.
Yeah.
And know your life is gonna change. As you said, you sat there and reflected on that you're going to leave everything that you know. It was the same right there for me. I was like, my life is gonna change. Everything that I know is not gonna be the same. We were going into the unknown, and just hoping that everything will work out.
That's it.
So our flight came. It was when we're boarding the flight to come to Edmonton now. It was the lady said it was overweight, but she did something. She let it slide, and I met a black guy on the plane as well coming to Edmonton, and I'm not sure where it was from, but we were saying that it was traveling for work. So I got to talk to other person, which was cool. And yes, I got a Starbucks coffee at that time, which I was looking at the price. I'm like, no, man, this a dear. This dear. We can't not even if you buy this, you know. But because I wanted it, it's like its own beverage, right? Yeah. You can get. So I'm like, all right, let me just buy it.
No, just buy it. It's not like, no, you can't swipe a card. I just say, hey, give me a coffee. Give me whatever. They have to have that cash.
It was like that. And the whole time Malika was like the perfect baby. She was like, except for the time when she was crying for the line.
Yeah, and that worked out perfect.
I worked out perfect. She cried the right time.
Yeah.
So yes. And she slept in a stroller and it was smooth. And then we took the plane to Edmonton. And Edmonton we sat there and we met some new other persons. So it was so nice.
Yeah.
Because I got to talk to so much people along the way. And then we took the plane from
Edmonton
to Grand Prairie in the popular plane where you sit right at the window. And it's something just there ears, but I slept.
You sleep through that?
I sleep through it.
And it's just a 1 hour flight.
It no matter, I just want to sleep.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was just tired. I just felt tired.
But common thing between me and that, guys, is the feeling of starting over. It's like you don't know what's going to happen. You're in a new country and I have an ID and I have nothing. It's like you're lost. You don't know what is gonna be the outcome. But all you had was just faith and positivity and just ambition for a better life. But let me say, guys, from that period of time, from when I left Jamaica to when I saw Nats and Malika again, those were the longest days. The days felt like one day feel like 1 week. Literally felt like I waited 3 weeks, right? And I'm like, yo, I can't wait to see them, man. I can't wait to see them, right? So my question now is, so when I see them soon, like the first time, I remember I was here for a couple of days, so you know the breeze, everything kind of with my skin kind of look right.
You do just look at CM, don't you? You never smooth out yet.
Never smooth.
Yeah, it was nice seeing it. It was like it was the first time we have spent that long apart. So it was a great feeling seeing you after a couple of days. Yeah, so yeah. And
I'm telling you, like Malika was just like looking at me like I would have brother. I'm like, Malika, it's me. It's me. It's not the same way, just a different place. Yeah. But yeah, like it was such a amazing feeling. That feeling of expectation. It's like all of your hard work, everything culminated into this particular moment in time, right here, so right now. And if you're watching this and you're going through a similar journey, drop a comment and let me know how is it going for you. Have you been through this journey before? What was it like? We really want to know because I want to know if we're the only ones who felt this way. There's so many things that shocked us at first. Like we can't even get into everything, but like seeing all the cars being driven on the right. It looked like why don't people drive on the opposite side of the road?
Everything looked different.
It's the
It's just
buildings, the
everything.
sky, everything just kind of have a different look. And it's like we can't trick our brain to go back to see what we saw when we just came. But when we just came, everything was just like different. It was just a bit different. Like the language was really different because we're English speaking country, so English that wasn't a shocker, but the culture, the weather, everything was
The food.
the food was just a bit different. But anyways, guys, we've been on and on and on and on. Let us know what you think about this video. This just brings back so much memories.
Can go into a lot of stories.
Yeah, talking about this just brings back so much memories, man. Like I remember like one feeling like I made a mistake.
Yes. When I just came and I started to do the cleaning job, I'm like, I don't think I should have left and come and clean. But then after I think about why, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Like honestly, like even like before I got my first job really, and you know, he's sending out resumes and stuff like that. I remember feeling like because we're fresh, you know, that was when we were fresh and like we still have like Jamaica in our mind. And I said, boy, should we have quit our job? You never perfect, you know, but we know,
Yeah.
like right? And now we're here, we're starting over. We're taking the bus, we're walking everywhere, we're doing all of that after being driving for years and stuff like that. It kind of like was like, did we make a mistake? But being here 5 years, guys, the only mistake we made was not doing
We
this
come in
sooner.
sooner.
That's the only
That's
mistake we made, guys, because this was like the best life decision that we can say that we've ever made. 100%. Can we end it right here?
I think we should.
I think we should end it right here.
And if you guys need another part to it, just let us know.
Yeah. If you guys need part 2 to know that after landing in Grand Prairie, how did we start to navigate the system, navigate through the culture and all of those things, let us know in the comment section. Just comment part 2 if you want to hear a part 2, and we'll do a part 2.
If we get like 15 part 2 in the comment section, we'll do a part 2. We need to equate it to
15, little
15.
bit. If we get 30,
all right, fine.
if we get 30 part 2, and if we get at least 100 likes.
all right.
If we get at least 100 likes on this video and 15 comments saying part 2, we'll do a part 2.
All right.
Sounds like a deal.
Yes, it's a deal.
Anyways, we'll end it right there. We'll look forward to your comments and for your likes and for your subscription. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.